You guys are waiting for this? Diary of Wimpy Kid, the Parody, Empty Pockets, Part 4. Let's do this. I heard the house phone ring and recognized the number immediately. It was Dad's number, so I picked it up. Don't even think of picking up the controller. Go read a book or something. That was already a warning too many. I knew Dad installed house cameras, and I still haven't figured out where he placed them. I also didn't want to read. Teachers think reading makes you superior and smarter, and I guess that could be true. But reading takes too long and it's mind-numbing. Zonk. Reading creates excellence. Tick, tick. I picked out a book I already had in my room. It was one of my favorites. It's about some kid talking about his misfortunes in middle school, and there are plenty of cartoon drawings inside. I could definitely relate to him because I was feeling pretty miserable too. Friday. Sure enough, when I woke up today, I was already sweating. All the snow had melted and now March is coming out as a lamb. Raleigh managed to turn in the research and Mrs. Johnson improved more like Raleigh's work. Today we had a short practice. Mr. Underwood told us tomorrow was our first meet. We would be meeting at Westfield's track at around 8 o'clock. Will any snacks be provided? Bananas. I meant real snacks. Then Mr. Underwood made everyone run around our loop at a slow pace. Raleigh and I went to the local pool as fast as we can. I knew everyone would be right behind our tails because it was such a great day. I brought a hula hoop with me, which would seem like strange from the outside, but I had a secret plan. Raleigh goes to the country clubs, and he doesn't really hang out at the local town pool that often. I bet he was missing all the luxuries he lived with at the country club. Whoa, not that locker. Raleigh likes the water, but today he told me one of his usual weird myths. His mom informed him that if he spent the pool too long, his hair would turn green from the chlorine. I had no idea if that was true or not, but based on personal experience, I've never seen someone with spinach-colored hair before. Raleigh was kind of skeptical of the water because yesterday it was freezing cold. I told Raleigh I recently learned a trick. I told him to stand at the pool's edge and hold a hula hoop by his side. After that, I verified that he held it steady. Then I ran up by Raleigh and pushed him into the water. Push! Raleigh was a little surprised, but he laughed it off. We spent the rest of the time spraying water with water guns. Ow! Headshot! Unfortunately, a bunch of kids came, including students from our school. That pretty much limited our space to do anything. Sploosh! We got out of the water and went to the vending machines to get popsicles. There were a lot of options. The images on the screen made them super delicious. I chose a chocolate delight with a vanilla drizzle. When I opened it up, it did not match the advertisement on the vending machine. Where's the ice cream? It's just a cone. I felt scammed, but I didn't have any money, so I just had to go with it. Raleigh and I sunbathed and talked about the next day's track meet. Raleigh and I assigned together in the second group of 4x1. We're also paired with Evan. That's the guy that's amazing on the French horn. He's the next Usain Bolt. Evan, you're a legend. We were also paired up with Scotty, and he's one of the fastest runners in our squad. I don't really know him, but hopefully he'll carry us to at least a podium finish. Raleigh told me that his dad could drive us to Westfield School, and we could just get back at the same time. I secretly cringed because Mr. Jefferson and I have bad blood between each other, so that car ride is going to be awkward. Saturday. Early in the morning, I got into Raleigh's dad's sedan, and we headed off. Mr. Jefferson didn't know where Westfield was, so he searched up in his GPS. Beep boop. He dropped us off at the high school, and we went inside the stadium, home of the Tigers. We couldn't find our team, so Raleigh and I ate some energy bars and warmed up. I looked at the schedule, and it showed the 100-meter dash as the first event. Some guy in the box in the bleachers announced what events were up. He also announced some other things. Can someone please remove the underwear garment on the pole of the high jump? I got on the track, and a lot of the other kids were huge, almost as if they were using growth hormones. I lined on the track with 7 other guys, and an adult held up a gun. He said, "On your marks, and then get set," and the sound of the gun echoes through my ears. I think I had a pretty good start, and the tall guy on my left also flew off the starting block really quick. He already had a start ahead of me. The kids beside me were super fast, and some of them were 10 steps ahead of me. They looked like charging bulls on a track. I tried to push myself, but my stomach was slashing, and I couldn't get the 2 bricks below my legs to move. I crossed the line about 5 seconds after the pack. You couldn't see me in this picture. One of the adults told my time 17:50. I guess that was not a great score, and I had to give it to the guy from the tent. I told the person keeping the score of the race, and he told me to repeat my name again and spell it out slowly. He told me my name wasn't on the list. I asked what schools were competing here, and he told me this was a high school meet. you probably would have noticed that everyone is a foot taller than you. Riley and I had gone to the wrong place. I went to get him, and he seemed to figure it out. We were supposed to go to Westview Middle School, not the high school. We ran to the right stadium and saw kids my size. I had missed my actual 100 meters race. Worse yet, I saw our coach storm towards us. Coach Underwood looked befuddled and confused. He told me I missed my 100-meter race and my hurdles competition, and they were doing those throwing events at the moment, which meant Riley could still make it. I'm glad my dad wasn't here to see this, however, Riley needed to call his dad about the mistake. I could only do one more event because I missed the first two. That was the 4x1. Riley suggested we should make the plan for this relay, and he wanted Scotty, Evan, him, and I to meet together. Scotty was a tall guy with glasses and a lot of hair gel. Scotty. We came up with a quick plan. Evan would start first, then Riley would be second, I would come after that, and Scotty would finish the job. Finally, the announcer announced our event, and the four of us headed toward the track. Coach Underwood gave us a baton. I saw a bunch of other teams practicing in the middle of the football field with a track circled around it. We should have practiced earlier, but I was sure it wasn't a problem. I noticed that the people around me were thankfully the same size, but a lot of them were wearing leggings under their pants. It was a really genius idea. Today wasn't as warm as yesterday, and it was still in the morning. I wasn't sure if I was shivering from the cold or because it was my first relay race. I thought we had early spring, chatter. The groundhog is lying to us again. I heard the gunshot from the other side of the field. I lined up with the other kids before the curve. Pow! Evan was in the first lane, so he looked like he was behind. He passed it to Riley, who took it with ease. At that moment, I saw everything in slow motion. Riley was inching closer and closer down the lane. I could see his wide expression and panting as he ran. I totally forgot how to position my hand. Then it hit me. Literally. Oof. Riley was like a charging bull. He wouldn't stop running. I guess this moment was super quick, but Riley tried to hand the baton to me, but I just stood there frozen. He crashed into me. Riley dropped the baton on the ground and it clattered on the track. That meant we were disqualified. I saw the referee signaling our way out. The other teams were already way ahead of our group, and I saw them gracefully pass the finish line. I saw Coach Underwood looking so outraged on the other side of the track with his eyes in shock. But that's when Scotty stormed over. Scotty stormed over from his position and gave us a piece of his mind. He looked pissed. He looked like someone just ruined his chance to get into the Olympics. I tried to say something comforting. Hey, it's not like we were going to get first place. Scotty didn't care. He stormed off to the field and into the bleachers. Next, we had to face Coach Underwood. He was bitter that I missed the first events and got disqualified. Honestly, he wasn't screaming in front of us. He understood that it was our first meet and reasonable mistakes were bound to happen. He was talking for a while, and Riley and I kept listening to Coach. He let us go, and I scrambled to find a place to warm up my body. I'm really hating March because the weather is just a pain in the butt. I did find a great refuge, the boys' bathroom. You see, Westfield Middle School has these outdoor bathrooms with actual plumbing. I found a stall and waited for the heater to start. Whoosh! Oh, that's hot. I heard the bathroom door open and I heard two voices enter the chamber. I recognized Scotty and Evan's voices. Scotty was still talking about how our relay was ruined and he shouldn't be here. Next thing I heard made me glad that I stayed quiet. Hey, is anybody in here? Knock, knock. No, I'm terrified because Scotty is looking to get me back for something that was just a basic mistake. It's not like I could just open the stall and reveal myself. That would have been even more awkward than going to the wrong track meet. Hi, Scotty and Evan. Didn't even know you were here. Then Scotty knocked on my stall. I literally became stoned at that moment. Tune in later for Empty Pockets, Part 5. See you later.